right, so top set of squats today, 495 for 5, and I rated it at an 8. And I actually think that might have been a conservative 8, because when I take a look at the velocity-based tracker, I'm using the rep 1, the speed of that actually relates to a lower RPE, but I'm happy with that, right? Going into the session, a little bit mentally down, wasn't really feeling it, had a long weekend, I'm still kind of tired, it's gloomy here today, so my head wasn't really into it, and the app actually suggested that my top set be lower than 495, but I really got myself in the mood and I wanted to push it. So the fact that I was able to hit that supposed RPE 10 for a higher weight at a lower RPE, I'm taking that as a huge win and building that momentum going forward as we're like 10 or 11 weeks out, I think, from my competition. And that's one of the things I've really been trying to focus on is my own mental health and my positivity. You guys have noted in some of these videos, hey, you seem like you're more excited, you're into it, I can feel the energy. You might be able to feel some other stuff too if you were here with me in Rhode Island, but I've really been trying to make a concerned effort to do that as my dehumidifier kicks on in the background. One of the pros of having a temperature and humidity controlled environment, the negative is when you're filming and it kicks on, it sounds god awful as that pump is pumping out all that water. But we're here in the basement, like I said, did really well for that top set. Very, very happy, hugely happy. And you guys might recall that after my last meet getting red lighted for a couple of lifts, 2 of my squats, 1 of my deadlifts, not because I didn't complete the lift, I just didn't execute as per the rules or standard for the judges to give me white lights, I was pretty down on myself. So one of the things that I really want to focus on this prep is my mental health and positivity. And I do that visually in some senses. Auditory as well, there's other things that I do, but I want to talk about the visual aspect today. And that's one of the reasons I have so much stuff around my gym. You guys know that I have the naked squatter like over 30 times in this gym. He is intimidating. He is motivating. He's always watching and always judging. You want to get on his good side because you don't want a naked man on your bad side. But that is part of it. The bar don't lie is also a slogan that I post all the time because to me, that means the bar is always going to keep you honest, right? That's going to hold you accountable. That's important to me. You may also know above my mirror that I have in my gym, which is the first thing I see as I walk down the stairs to the basement, there's a slogan that says, there is no tomorrow. That's from Apollo Creed, Rocky IV, but I really believe in that. That's a reminder to me that tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Put the effort in today. I have the tendency a lot of times when I have these meet preps that I do that I kind of look at the end goal and the day-to-day stuff doesn't seem as important, but I really want to kind of emphasize the point that tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so I want to make sure I'm putting in the effort today. I also see that on the inside of the white belt that I own. It's embroidered right there. So every time I strap that belt on, I am seeing there is no tomorrow. And I actually see that sign above the mirror when I get and I squat because that is in my field of view, constantly reminding myself and trying to reinforce those things that I find important to me. Now, one of the newer things that I've added to the gym is right behind me in the squat rack, as I'm squatting at least. So it's the first thing I see when I walk into the squat rack. I can also see it in my field of view in the mirror, which is opposite the squat rack, and I can see back to me. And that is the 3 empty white lights. And you may recall after my last meet and getting those red lights, I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna put some empty lights around the room just as a reminder that I control my own destiny in that regard, and it's up to me to convince people to hit that white light. So red or white is up to me, and again, a constant reminder. So I've really been trying to pump myself up that way. My wrist wraps, I have that bar don't lie slogan as well, and I think it's been helping. And obviously other things help as well, which I might talk about in other videos, but those visual cues really help me and remind me of where I need to be because I find there's a lot of distractions otherwise. Now, speaking of the squatting, and today, like I said, went really well. 495 for 5, rated at an 8. I feel like my form was on point. I've been playing around with how my movement pattern is, and I've talked about that in some of my other training videos the last couple of weeks. But a new thing that I've been trying out these last 2 squat sessions have been these new Pioneer sleeves, which are the only Pioneer sleeves. And if you've been watching a lot of my training videos over the past couple of months, I've had a lot of iterations of prototypes from Pioneer and their knee sleeves. Now, with these are what I would consider a cone shape or a traditional taper, where it's bigger up top and it slowly tapers down to being skinnier at the bottom. So for someone like me and my leg shape, these are my preferred shape of knee sleeves. I've done a video on this about how to determine which is best for you. If I'm smart, which I make no claims to be, I may link that in the description box or in a card on the screen. But this is the shape I prefer, and up until recently, I've been using these Cerberus knee sleeves as my go-to. Now, my only issue with these so far has been, I just don't like the way they look. I don't like the red logo on here, and I know that sounds stupid, and let me tell you, I do a lot of stupid things, and this is one of them. Aesthetics is something that's important to me, especially when it comes to lifting. If I feel like I look good and I like what I'm wearing, it puts me in a better mood. If I'm in a better mood, I lift better. Now, some might argue that wearing a headband when you don't have any hair is a stupid look, and that's fine. But to me, I feel really comfortable with what I'm in right now, and that translates better to my lifting. And this just doesn't go with what I like. Everything I have here is black and white for the most part, and the red just clashes. Stupid, but I like these sleeves enough where I've been wearing them. Now, enter the Pioneer sleeves, which are the same tapered design, but they have the white logo on front. So obviously, visually, these are more preferred to me, but also these sleeves, despite fitting almost exactly the same as the Cerberus, so they're sized correctly. You guys might recall the last pair of Pioneer sleeves I had were too small. I couldn't get them over my massive calves. These are sized similarly, but these are like 4 ounces heavier, which is awesome, because that's a big difference when you're talking about sleeves that maybe weigh like a pound each. So it's like 20% heavier, maybe even 25% depending on where I put it on my scale, than the Cerberus sleeve. So these worked really, really well. These would actually probably equate to what I would consider a comp fit. So if I have a longer squat session, so like today I did that 495 for 5, and then I did like 3 back off sets. By those last back off sets, I was having to kind of peel these down halfway just to let my legs breathe because my massive calves, again, were cramping up a little bit. I could probably fit into a double XL of these. I may post the sizing chart on here. I don't believe that these are readily available yet, but they will be soon. But in addition to me preferring these for the aesthetics and for the weight, one of the things I really like about these, as I'm trying to talk louder to speak over my dehumidifier pump that's pumping out all that humidity I've been letting off down here in the basement, is the price point. These will be $74 plus shipping. So I believe even after shipping, which probably is going to cost you somewhere in the range of $10 to $15, I'm assuming, would still put them as the most affordable that I know of stiff knee sleeves on the market. And that's one of the things that I really respect about Matt from Pioneer, as I've been talking with him through his process of bringing these to market, is how much of a markup everybody else has. Like, there's no reason sleeves like this should cost you $150 after shipping. That's absurd. I get why people do it, and if I ever get around to doing my all-inclusive stiff knee sleeve video, which I plan on doing, but every time I say that I'm going to do it or show a new pair of knee sleeves, another company reaches out and says, hey, we have these too, can we send you ours? It keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. But I believe out of all the ones I own, which is pretty much every one except for 2, the Oni knee sleeves and the Go Strong knee sleeves, these will be the most affordable. And for what I own, they are the heaviest duty in terms of actual weight and density. So I think you guys will like these a lot if your leg shape is in more of this tapered design. So you'll hear more about these in other videos, but initial impressions of these, fantastic. I'm not just saying that because I have known and been friends with Pioneer and the team over there for a long time. Unfortunately, there are no longer discount codes, so I don't get paid or affiliate commission from them anymore. But again, I liked them before I was an affiliate, and I like them after I'm an affiliate just because they put out really good products, and that's why I use them for my sleeves, belts, wraps, and pretty much everything else in between. But let me know what you guys think of these. If you do get them, if you're in the market, I would suggest maybe waiting to see when these are released, again, based off of the price point. Really affordable, and again, really heavy duty. But I like them a lot so far, and I have a lot of frickin' knee sleeves, as you guys know. So there's my update. Hope everyone has a great training week. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching, and stay big.